you'll see on your syllabus that you have three different sets of living, learning, and working assessments that will be due. So I'm going to show you where you find those assessments so you can do them with a student. You need to find a student that has special education services. The student needs to be 14 or older. In Iowa, we look for students who are 14 rather than 16, which is the federal requirement, to begin working on transition information for their IEPs. So up here I'm going to type in Iowa transition matrix. Iowa has a really nice transition matrix that you can use to find transition assessments. Click on that. And then when you get in here, you can see they have the three areas, planning areas: living, learning, working. What I do lots of times, I'll just go down if I'm looking for learning. And if you click on the cell that it says, you go in there and you can see things that would go in, that would qualify for putting underneath that. You could have some achievement data. But what I want you to look for is the actual blue areas. Those are assessments that they put in here that you can use to assess learning for students. So the learning part of the transition. So I'm going to click on things that are difficult for me. This is one that I used lots of times at middle school level because it was a little bit easier. I would sit down with my students and just read them to them and check them. So you print this out, you just read it to your student or have your student read it if they can read it, you know, and understand what it says. And then that's a learning assessment. I'm going to just go back again. So then here's the living. If I click on a cell here to go in and see what I see for living assessments, they have up here independent living, school and community social skills rating. I'm kind of far down here. I'm going to go up a little bit. Parents of Teenagers Survival Checklist. I kind of liked this one lots of times because it covers multiple areas. When you look at it, I could use it in multiple areas because here's living, doing some shopping or a meal. If you go down here a little bit, here's some learning, mathematics, reading. Then we get down to what could be working. Carpentry. Up here they had home maintenance or appliances. Those could be both. But they also had current things for like personal grooming. They also had communication. Can they do those types of things? Employment, again, for working. So this one, if you wanted to, it could be used, you could include information about it in the three different areas on the student's IEP. So you just kind of, at least what I've done is I just will pick a cell. I don't have anything in particular as far as what the cells are because I can never remember what they are. But then once you get in there, you can see different assessments that are there. And see, if you look here, this is cell 6, this is cell 3. So even though I clicked on one, I can see the others when I get in there. So I would go back up here. What's my bag? Place a check mark next to the choice that seems to be most like you. So work indoors, outdoors, alone, or with people. A lot of good questions here. So there are lots of different assessments in here. You're going to do this 3 times. You have to do all three times. So you're going to have a living, a learning, a working for the first group. And if you look on your syllabus, you'll see that. Then you're going to have to do them again, and then again a third time with all 3. So you're going to have to pick 3 inventories, 1 for living, 1 for working, 1 for learning. You're going to pick 3 times. So I want to be sure I'm clear on that. Find a student 14 years or older that would have that would receive special education services. And sometimes I would say, just find a student that age and work with them. But the thing is, if you don't have someone that requires special education services that you do this with, you're not going to really see how their thinking could be so much more different than a student without a disability area. And what I want you to do is get a real feel for what those differences could look like. Okay, so once you filled them out, each time you can scan them in, and then you can post them into Edmodo as a PDF. Okay.